2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Should you buy one over other three-row crossover SUVs? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. The market for large three-row crossover SUVs has really filled with a lot of great options over the last few years. We've got a few new entrants like the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade, which are so good to the point where they really tiptoe on a lot of luxury SUVs. And of course, we have a few of the more traditional options like the Mazda CX-9, the Honda Pilot, and the Toyota Highlander, which are always safe, reliable choices. Over the last few years, the Nissan Pathfinder has really fallen behind in this segment, becoming pretty outdated with old school technology and a troublesome CVT continuously variable transmission, which has scared a lot of buyers away. Now, all of that has changed for this all-new 2022 model, which gets a lot of dramatic updates in terms of its design, technology, and features. So how does it stack up against some of the more established three-row crossovers in this segment, and should you consider buying one? Well, make sure to stick around to the end of the video because that's what we're going to find out. Now, I have to say that my first impressions driving this all-new 2022 Pathfinder have been very positive. Nissan has done a great job with this all-new updated design with a more spacious interior and lots of great tech. Now, when it comes to the drivetrain department, the one thing that is familiar that has been around for a very long time is the 3.5-liter V6 engine. It's the same VQ naturally aspirated engine that Nissan has been using in a lot of their vehicles for a very long time, close to 2 decades. I actually have a 2002 Infiniti i35 in the family that basically uses the same engine that you find inside of this Pathfinder, which is pretty crazy, but that's actually a very good thing because you know exactly what you're getting. You're getting a time-tested engine that has a well-proven reputation for long-term reliability, which is a very good thing. Nissan hasn't messed with any modern, complicated technology. It's also a very powerful engine. It makes 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque, giving this SUV plenty of passing power. Now, it has pretty decent fuel economy too for what it is. You can get anywhere from 18 to 25 miles per gallon or 9 to 13 liters per 100 kilometers, depending on whether you drive mostly in the city or highway, which is pretty much the norm for an SUV of this size and weight. Now, although there's nothing new about the engine, what is all new is the 9-speed automatic transmission that comes matched to it. There's no more continuously variable transmission like you got with the old Pathfinder, and that's a very good thing because the CVT that was used in the old Pathfinder was actually known to be pretty problematic, especially on the older models where the failure rate was pretty high and they're very expensive transmissions to replace when they do go bad. It was a huge issue with the Pathfinder that turned a lot of potential buyers away, and it was a great move for Nissan to ditch that transmission. And now this new 9-speed is actually a very smooth shifting transmission. It performs very well. Now, it is all new, so we don't know exactly how it's going to perform in terms of reliability, but overall, it was a very good decision to get rid of that old CVT. One major bonus that you get with the Pathfinder in the drivetrain department is its amazing towing capability. This SUV can tow up to 6,000 pounds, which is more than you get with pretty much any other crossover in the segment. It also comes towing ready with a tow hitch receiver and trailer sway control that comes standard on most trim levels. So if you're looking for an SUV that can tow a large boat, a pair of jet skis, or even a trailer, this is going to be a really good option. In addition to improving the towing capability, Nissan has also updated the all-wheel drive system, which is optional in the States and standard here in Canada. They've also added various drive modes, including your Sport, Normal, and Eco mode, as well as a few different off-road modes and your towing setting too. Now, I've been spending most of my time driving this Pathfinder in normal mode, and I have to say that this is a great driving SUV. It has very smooth ride quality, a quiet interior. This would be a great SUV to use for long road trips or just driving to work every day. Easily as good as its competitors like the Telluride and Highlander. Nissan has done a phenomenal job with the driving experience. Nissan has also dramatically improved the interior of the Pathfinder, adding a lot more space and lots of great technology. 8-passenger seating is now standard on most trim levels that come with the second row bench, but if you go for the top of the line Platinum model, you get a pair of captain's chairs in the second row, which reduce that down to 7 passengers. Now, what's really great about the seating is that Nissan has made it very easy to access the third row. All you have to do is push a button and it automatically slides the second row seat forward, even with a child seat in place, which is very nice. Now, admittedly, there's not a ton of space back there, but a pair of adults could sit comfortably for shorter trips. The cargo area is a decent size and there is extra storage space underneath the floor, which is nice to see. And of course you can fold down the second row seats and third row seats completely flat, which gives you a huge loading area that can even fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood, which is something that you don't see in most 3-row SUVs. The seats up front are very good too. Nissan is using what they call their zero gravity seats, which are basically filled with memory foam, making them extremely comfortable for longer trips. We've also got lots of great tech up here, like a large touchscreen infotainment system which comes with updated graphics and standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, which is really great. You get an 8-inch screen on the lower trim levels, but if you go for one of the higher trims, that's increased to a larger 9-inch display screen. Not only does it look great and function very well, but it's also pretty straightforward to use. Nissan has done a great job with the control layout in this interior, and it's a very approachable space. It's not going to take much time to figure out how everything inside here works. If you go for one of the higher trims, you also get a full digital gauge cluster behind the steering wheel, which looks really good. It's fully customizable. There's also a full color head-up display, a great sounding premium Bose sound system, and a large glass panoramic sunroof. Second row passengers also get their own features like climate controls, heated seats, and window privacy shades on the doors. Another great feature that we have is the HD backup camera with the bird's eye view monitor, which is really great. There's also lots of active safety technology like automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert that's standard, and also Nissan's Pro Pilot Assist, which is basically a semi-autonomous driving feature on the highway. Pro Pilot basically works by taking control of the steering wheel, keeping the car within the lanes on the highway, so you can actually take your hands off the wheel, although obviously that's not advised, but it does work very well, and also includes a nav-link system that can predict when there's turns up ahead and adjust the vehicle speed accordingly. Now, I have to say, I am very impressed with all of the tech in this new Pathfinder. Nissan has done a phenomenal job with this redesign. Now, in terms of pricing, it is a little bit more expensive than a few of its rivals, like the Mazda CX-9 and the Subaru Ascent, but it is price competitive against the top players like the Hyundai Palisade, the Kia Telluride, the Honda Pilot, and the Toyota Highlander. But the big question though is, how does the Pathfinder compare against those main rivals? Is it a better option? There's no question that Nissan has dramatically improved the Pathfinder to the point where it is now very competitive against all of those SUVs, and it is definitely worthy of consideration. Hopefully the reliability will be much better now that it no longer uses that CVT transmission. I also think that the resale value is going to improve too, compared to the old Pathfinder, which was definitely lower than most of its main competitors. Although I'm not sure whether the Pathfinder is quite as good as the best SUVs in the segment like the Palisade, the Telluride, or the Toyota Highlander, it is definitely very close. And what's great about Nissan is that they're known for offering lots of great purchase incentives and rebates, which means that you should be able to eventually get a really good deal on one of these. I think that if you can score a really good price on one of these, this would make an amazing option for a well-rounded 3-row SUV. So let me know what you think of the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Would you consider one over other large 3-row crossover SUVs? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out some of my other videos by taking a look at these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.